My name's Natalie Ward. I'm a local ceramicist from Gurrumbil Borough, Townsville. Outside of ceramics, I'm also a full-time medical student and I work in public health. So I moved up to Townsville in 2022 originally for medical school and then kind of fell into ceramics and fell into the art scene when I moved up here. I have a solo exhibition at Umbrella next year, so 2026. Particularly my new body of work, I think, is interrogating different issues in terms of environment and particularly sustainability. So I'm trying to think more broadly, can we use materials that have already been mined or they've already been collected through another industry? Can I access those materials, and can ceramicists more broadly access those materials and use them to create either clay bodies or glazes, but create ceramic works without needing to use new materials. Umbrella Studio Contemporary Arts, it was a huge, driver for me to do the exhibition. All of the sort of arts practice that I've done since I moved to Townsville has really been, driven by Umbrella. I've been involved in a lot of their different programs, so the Members Show and the Transitions Mentorship Program. And so that has just enabled me to build my art CV, my confidence in the arts, and has led me to this point to be able to actually do a solo exhibition. For this body of work, there's been a large period of research to lead up to it. And it actually, started when I did the Transitions program through Umbrella. So back then, I was interested in the local geology as, the visual inspiration. So I was using drill core samples and trying to colour clay to resemble them. And then that got me interested in, instead of, just using it as the visual inspiration, could I use those materials to create the glazes instead? So I've been partnering with different local organisations. So Sunshine Gold is a local exploration geology company here in Townsville. All of the drilling that they do for exploration geology, you get these little rods of samples, they're crushed up, and you get the elemental analysis. And I've been able to use that analysis and access their materials to see what would make a good glaze. And then I've done a lot of testing to see what actually works as a glaze and what doesn't, to create a body of work glazed in local materials.
I think that the voice that regional artists bring to those broader conversations is that their perspective on life, on the environment, on humanity generally is different. And I think that the exhibitions that Umbrella puts together, the work that it produces in its publications, those are the ways in which that unique regional perspective is actually transmitted and communicated to the rest of Australia.
One of the opportunities that Umbrella provides all members, and is one thing that I really enjoy participating in every year, is the Members Art Prize. And I was fortunate enough to actually win that in 2023, I think it was, the year that I completed Transitions. So that was actually huge, both as, a recognition for me, still very new in my creative journey and still probably finding out if I felt like I had a legitimate place in the art scene in Townsville. And so that was a really humbling experience. And it was also probably the first sort of, big thing I could put on an artist CV. Like, I've entered something and I've won something, and it made me feel like I can enter more and I can take more opportunities that I probably wouldn't have before winning the Members Art Prize. So I entered the Queensland Regional Art Awards and was fortunate enough to be a finalist in their Landscape Awards. And I've also gone on to receive a few grants, which has enabled me to really pursue this research to inform the body of work that I'm creating. So one of them was the Regional Art Fellowship, which was funding that allowed me to travel to Slovenia.
Local arts contribute to the identity and vibrance of local communities in the sense that they are an integral part of those communities. Umbrella Studio gives local artists the opportunity to show their works to individuals who live in Townsville. It gives them the opportunity to display their works to a wider regional audience. It gives them the opportunity to show their works to a national and an international audience.
I think that art brings people together in really interesting and different ways, and particularly in a regional setting like Townsville. It brings a lot of people from very different backgrounds, and I think compared to when I lived and worked sort of somewhere like Melbourne, I think it brought a lot of people connected to the arts together. But somewhere like Umbrella and Townsville, it brings such a wide range of people together. I think that engaging with, bigger picture conversations, whether it's about, sustainability, whether it's about other political topics, is really like the cornerstone of the arts. And I think that it also gives a really interesting way for artists to share a message or to ask a question of the general public that's not, it's not right in their face. It might not be as inherently obvious. I think the arts is such a fantastic way to get a wide range of people engaging with questions and asking themselves big questions, asking themselves to reflect on, their viewpoints or what they might have thought and how that art might have influenced them. And I think it's just such a fantastic way to ask questions in a different way.
Why should anyone donate to Umbrella Studio? For one very simple reason. Artists rely on us to showcase their work, to give them a voice, to advocate on their behalf nationally and internationally.